What's poppin', homies? It's your favorite homegirl, Gossip Girl, and today we're going to get into some, sad news about an actor. His name is Clarence Gilyard Jr. All right, I know him from Matlock. He played Conrad McMasters on Matlock. He also played in Walker, Texas Ranger as Jimmy Trevette. I didn't watch Walker, Texas Ranger like that, but I've always watched Matlock, and I'm gonna just tell you, he played the second private investigator because the first one was Keenan Holiday. If I'm pronouncing his name correctly, Keenan Holiday or Keenan Holiday. Um, so he was the first private investigator, and then Conrad was the second private investigator on Matlock. But let's get into his early life and education. Let's learn a little bit more about him because a lot of people for some reason don't know about Conrad, or let's just say Clarence Darnell Gilyard Jr. Okay. Now, Clarence was born into a military family in Moses Lake, Washington, on Christmas Eve in 1955, the son of Barbara and Clarence Gilyard Sr., a U.S. Air Force officer. Clarence is the second of 6 children. Now, his family was originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, but Clarence grew up on the Air Force bases in Hawaii, Texas, and Florida. Raised primarily as a Lutheran, he became Catholic in the 1990s. Now, during his young adulthood, Clarence lived in California and attended Eisenhower High School. He was an excellent student, graduating in 1974, and afterwards spent a year as an Air Force Academy cadet before leaving the service to attend Sterling College. Now, in college, he played football and became a member of the Sigma Chi fraternity. He also received a tennis scholarship but dropped out of school before completing his studies. Now, while living with his parents in high school, Gilyard was preoccupied with women, alcohol, and a little drugs, doing young stuff. His parents urged him to move out because they was not going to tolerate that mess. So he relocated to Long Beach, California with a friend. He attended California State University, Long Beach, majoring in acting, and worked as a waiter while seeking acting opportunities. He completed his bachelor's degree at California State University, and Gilyard worked with a housemate at a clothing store where he was promoted to manager. He left this work briefly selling industrial chemicals, and in 2003, Clarence returned to school, receiving a Master of Fine Arts in Theater Performance at Southern Methodist University. Now, in 1979, Gilyard moved to Los Angeles to become an actor, among other work. A role in the play Bleacher Bums made him what one magazine called the first black actor to play a cheerleader before he went into television roles. Now, as a character actor, Gilyard has made guest appearances on TV such as Different Strokes, The Facts of Life, 227, Simon and Simon, and Riptide. Some of you cats don't even know about these shows because you probably was too young. Those were great shows, though. Those were some good shows back then. In 1982 to 1983, Clarence was cast in the final season of the NBC TV series Chips as Officer Benjamin Webster, opposite of Eric Estrada. If you don't know who Eric Estrada is, honey, you better Google him, because he was the heartthrob cop that everybody loved on Chips, honey. I mean, women watched Chips for Eric Estrada. Okay? I know my mama did. He was handsome. Listen, I'm showing my age because I know about Chips now. He also co-starred with Jim Carrey in the 1984 sitcom The Duck Factory. He appeared in commercials for McDonald's in 1987. Now, Clarence's movie debut in 1986 was an F-14 Tomcat radar intercept officer, Lieutenant Marcus Sundown Williams, in Top Gun. He was also a military man in the 1986 film The Karate Kid Part 2. He appeared in the 1988 action film Die Hard as Theo, a criminal computer expert who is the film's only surviving villain. He also appeared as Reverend Bruce Barnes, Left Behind, the movie, and its sequel, Left Behind 2, Tribulation Force. Now, Clarence played the role of Ben Matlock's private investigator, Conrad McMasters, right? On Matlock. He was opposite of Andy Griffin from 1989 to 1993. He replaced Keen Holiday, who was fired for his dependency on drugs and alcohol. Ooh, I did not know that. I did not know that about Keen Holiday. I'll come back to that later. Clarence appeared in almost every Matlock episode started in season 3 of the TV show. When the show moved from NBC to ABC for the series' 7th season, production moved from Los Angeles to Wilmington, North Carolina. Andy Griffin suggested to Gilyard that he move there too, which he did, before departing to work on a pilot for another series at CBS the following year. Now, in 1993, he began another long-time co-starring role opposite Chuck Norris on Walker's Texas Ranger. Gilyard portrayed fellow Texas Ranger and best friend of Walker, James Jimmy Trevette. Near the end of the series, Norris' character married his longtime girlfriend and assistant district attorney, while Gilyard's character was given a girlfriend. Gilyard had a cameo appearance in the 2005 television movie Walker's Texas Ranger, Trial by Fire. Now, in 2002, after taking time off to teach, Clarence began appearing on screen again, mostly in independent projects. In 2014, he appeared in the religious film A Matter of Faith. On January 17, 2016, Gilyard performed the role of Hope Colburn on stage at the University of New Mexico's Pope Joy Hall in the Neil Simons Festival, Driving Miss Daisy, opposite his former Walker Texas Ranger co-star Cherie J. Wilson. Now, in the 2018 edition of the football video game Madden NFL, Clarence plays high school coach Devin Wade in the long shot section of the game. 2 years later, Gilyard reprised his role as criminal gang member Theo from Die Hard alongside star Bruce Willis in a commercial for Advanced Auto Parts Die Hard brand of car batteries. Now, Gilyard was an associate professor in the College of Fine Arts Department of Theater at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Now, his personal life. He was married twice and he had 6 children. Now, his first marriage to Catherine Dutko ended in divorce, and he married his second wife, Alina, in 2001. He served as a consultant of Communications Committee of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. Now, on November 28, 2022, it was announced that Gilyard had died after a long illness at the age of 66. Wow. So he, it's sad, but he was young. 66, that's kind of young. That is kind of young. And he did a lot more TV shows than I know about. Because I didn't really see him in nothing else, because a lot of this stuff I didn't watch, but I remember him mostly from Matlock, but I didn't watch Walker Texas Ranger like that, and he was in those shows from 1993 to 2001, Walker Texas Ranger. In 1994, he was in Walker Texas Ranger 3, Deadly Reunion, 1999, Sons of Thunder, 2005, Walker Texas Ranger, Trial by Fire. He was also in a TV movie called Christmas on the Coast. And then it was to be announced He was supposed to play as Reginald in another TV film called Eleanor's Bench. But he was in shows like Different Strokes, Making the Grade, Chips, The Kid with the 200 IQ, Things Are Looking Up, The Duck Factory, Riptide, Solomon's Universe, Simon and Simon, 227, The Facts of Life, LA Takedown as Mustafa Jackson, Matlock as Conrad McMasters, The Great Los Angeles Earthquake in 1990. He was in a lot of stuff. And I didn't know he was a professor at a university. But he still, even in his older age, he still looked good. But like I said here, he had an illness. I don't know what type of illness he had, but he had an illness. But I just want to give you guys a little bit of backstory about Clarence Gilyard. He always had this smile. I always remember his smile. It's like he had this bright smile. And I didn't know the reason why he came into Matlock into just now, because I didn't know that the other guy was let go because of drugs and alcohol or whatever it was. But it's unfortunate. But so rest in peace, Clarence Darnell Gilyard Jr. You will be missed. And that's all I have for you right now.